welcome to my video. The title should be something like How Do People Change? Before we get started, I just want to point out the ridiculousness of this situation. So, you have me in the car, and it is snowing outside. This is somehow better than recording in my room, so this is what is going to be done. I have so how do people change? That's why you clicked on this. People don't change like light switches. I think everyone knows that. We all know that people can change, but it's not instant. You can't just flip a switch or change a bulb. You know, it's not like a light switch. It's not like a light bulb. It's not like how some people get after having some bush light, or how people get after seeing the light. You know, it's different enough. People do have some innate qualities that they can't change, you know? That's why this question is so tough, because sometimes people can change, sometimes they can't. So how does it work? A great book that talks about how people cannot change is The Blank Slate. And The Blank Slate is more about nurture-nature kind of dialogue, but it does talk about how there are just some innate things about yourself that you kind of have to learn to accept. And it does acknowledge that people do change, and it's not just you're born this way or you're raised that way. You know, it leaves the door open, but there are some parts of you that cannot change. So people can't fully change, but they can half change. Someone's doing a snowblower. I'm gonna cut the audio. Alright, I don't think you'll be able to hear it, so it's okay. Blank Slate is a great book. It kind of outlines how there are innate things that we can't change. Or we are start out that way. But, so, can we change? No. Wait. That doesn't mean what it sounds like. Because when we think about change, I'm really talking about something specific, and I'll get into that. So, we need to get specific. The way your brain works is your brain knows what it's doing good through these things called lenses. And essentially, you look at the world in a certain way, and if what you do reaffirms the way you looked at the world, then you feel good. And you can have outside forces challenge the way you look at the world. And when, if you think about it, if you think that the earth is flat and all of a sudden, I don't know, this is bad. Like, say you had someone who you trusted, right? Say you're your parents, right? So you really trusted your parents. And then you find out they've been stealing money from you behind your back. All of a sudden, you thought your parents is one thing when they're actually the opposite. And your worldview shatters, and you somehow blame yourself because you think your actions feel like they're connected to that, even though it's not. It's just the way you were looking at the world was wrong, but it didn't mean that you did anything wrong. That's why it feels like you did something wrong, because those actions are connected to your worldview. And in reality, your parents probably did something wrong. Maybe you didn't need that money. I don't know. But that's kind of a little side tangent. That's why it feels bad when you get hurt by other people, because your actions are somewhat linked to your worldview. Now, these actions and worldview, like that little duality, that's what's called a subpersonality in psychology. You have many subpersonalities living inside you, and you use these different subpersonalities for different situations. And you start out with some of them, that's Steven Pinker, It's like there are some things about you that are innate, and there are some that you learn, And if you're a Jungian psychologist, you can think of these things as archetypes. So we have these things called subpersonality types. And these are the things we're talking about when we're talking about change, right? But you can't change them. So how does that work? How do people change? This is what we're talking about, but we can't change these things. So you want to think of them as tools or behaviors that make a product or you. So you can have one bad subpersonality that can make a bad product, but in combination with other tools and other subpersonalities, Maybe you can make a really great product, or even just a not bad product. Sometimes it's good enough to just be not bad, And a good example of this is using moral foundations theory, Jonathan Haidt. And you don't need to know it. Just know that there's a foundation called CARE. And the CARE Foundation can be good. You can imagine how thinking caring is important would be good for someone. But taken alone into its extreme, you can turn into an enabler where you're helping people and the people don't learn from their mistakes, or you're helping people, but you're getting hurt really bad along the way. That's one of your tools. And, there's a lot of people where that's in you. It's kind of, I have that somewhat, where you can care too much and it's not good for you. But you can combine it with something using moral foundations theory again, a liberty independence matrix. And this means that you can let people learn from their own mistakes because you have that understanding of independence. And you know when to stop when they're hurting you badly because you have a sense of independence with yourself as well. And independence by itself can be dangerous as well, That's why those two things can complement each other really well. And there's a lot of things that can complement each other really well. It's just figuring it out. And the way to think about these sort of complement stuff is it is like colors, You take red and blue and it makes a completely new product. And in this scenario, the primary colors fucking suck, Alone, they usually aren't good, but combined with limits and boundaries, you can somewhat get a handle on it. Kind of the thing is that you learn new sub-personalities, and that's how you grow, and the bad parts of you, they don't go away, they're used differently, and that's really tough to understand, that certain parts of you are always going to be there, but it's also somewhat of a good thing, because if you go through a bad situation and your perception of the world is completely changed, it doesn't mean that you have to throw out everything, because there's some parts of you that you just know how you feel, you don't have to question it, It's but maybe there's new feelings you can also feel, or you can just feel more of something that's teeny tiny itty bitty inside of you, So the question, can people change, or how do people change, is yes, but change isn't the right way to think about it. It's think about it as growing. And I always kind of knew it was growing, but the thing is, when you grow and you combine new things, those old things can be completely different looking. So it's being used, but it appears different. So it's the appearance of change. That's why we can be so confused and think that it's like flipping a light switch. But in reality, it's more like growing and learning new things. And it's tough to accept that the old parts of you are there. But it's not you, it's the tools you use. You are the product, right? And then the tools are just what make it up. So yeah, you can change. It's a little different. It's a little different than how most people think about it. So this is the end of the video. You can click off if you don't care. I'm going to do channel updates. So due to certain circumstances, which I am not at full liberty to disclose, I have an abundance of free time. So I'm going to make daily videos for at least the next, I want to say, week, something like that. And I don't think I'm going to make that many game design videos. If it's something important and interesting and I think it connects to a lot of stuff, I might do it. But I thought about it and I'm like, shit, I wouldn't even click on this video. Why the fuck would I make this? So yeah, stay tuned. I'm definitely going to upload tomorrow as long as the weather's permitting. So Or maybe if not, maybe it will be funnier. You know, you'll have to see what's happening in the next video. So, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, another thing. If you, anyone that knows me knows that I've been through a lot recently, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I really went through the rough of it for the past couple days, and I'm okay. So, this is kind of me telling everyone at once. So, it's gonna be weird, and I'm gonna have to grow a little, you know? But that's good, you know? So, stay safe. I'm about to trek my way through the snow and edit this video. So, see ya.